no, if you scuff my luggage, I'm going to reupholster it with you, okay? So you be careful with that. Hello. I'm sorry about how I'm dressed. I just got back from visiting my mother. You'd think after all these 1,000 years, tens, hundreds I think, thousands of years after I got married, that she'd you know, kind of chill out and not expect me to be visiting all the time. But no, she's got no chill. My smother has no chill. Sorry, did I call her that? I mean, she freaked out when I got a boyfriend, and God, when we got married, oh my goodness, it was so embarrassing. And now I go up and it's all, when are you going to have kids? When are you going to have kids? I want to be a grandmother. I want to be a grandmother. Honestly, she burnt half the bloody eastern seaboard of Australia. Those poor mortals did nothing to deserve that. My smother. So, it's so good to be home. It is so good to be home. I'll be very happy once I can get out of these things and into my own clothes. So, since you're here, I may as well explain to you a bit about the infernal realms. See, these are the infernal realms. And we've been here, ever so long, ever since humanity, really. So tens of thousands of years. And we used to get all the dead. Those were the days. Used to get everything, all the dead. Now we had a bit of a management change upstairs. And we didn't think it was going to cause much of a problem. For a long time, the management change didn't cause us any problems. But it did cause a problem when that big creature with like 3 faces and 6 wings came crashing through the ceiling. He crashed through every single layer and came to rest in Tartarus. And we had to do a real quick patch-up job because there's stuff in Tartarus you do not want to get let out. So we had to quickly patch that up. The harpies were absolutely incensed. He crashed right through their rookery. It was really lucky that they were not nesting at the time, otherwise there'd be little harpy chicks all smashed up, which would have been a real tragedy. The harpy chicks are adorable. You've never seen a baby till you've seen a baby harpy. They're so cute. So he smashed through and we patched everything up. That was fine. And then we were thinking that this was going to be all right. And then somebody came down from upstairs and reassigned us. So instead of being all the dead, we were only going to get the bad dead. And he took all the good stuff with him. I mean, we had some really nice stuff. He took it all upstairs. I don't really hold with this letting the dead into the upstairs. They should all come down here, they're mine. Anyway, so once we got left with just the bad humans, we had to sort of start organising them, because previously we'd just let them sort of wander about and they were happy enough for dead people. And then we got all these nasty ones and they brought the tone down. They really brought the tone down. So we had to start arranging them according to the vices that brought them here. So I'll give you a tour, shall I? So to start with, in no particular order, the lustful. Now, we had a bit of a problem with the lustful because initially they just sent everybody, and my auntie Aphrodite would be complaining to me constantly that her great powers were just being used for basic animal husbandry, and she was really upset. So I told her, go upstairs and argue your case, because we've got a whole load of people down here who should not be here. They're not bad. They're just a bit flirty. So she went up and she complained, and she got a whole load of people reclassified. And so now the lustful is better defined as people who don't understand consent. See? Win-win. With the people who don't understand consent, what we did is we let the satyrs and the gorgons, I borrowed some satyrs from my cousin Dionysus. He's another Catholic god, so we share. He brings us nice wine. Don't tell them upstairs. He brought us down some satyrs, and I got out the gorgons, and since those who don't understand consent did as they wanted, I told them, do as you will. They're all suitably terrified now. The next group were the slothful. They were really hard because they wouldn't do anything. And then a couple of years ago, we decided to try going digital because we got coding down here, and it was a coding program called Brainfuck, which turns out after 3 weeks I had a dungeon full of demons in straitjackets, because attempting to use this thing makes your brains leak out your ears. Not good. So I decided to instead give that to the lazy, the slothful, and have the harpies on their back. At the moment, they're working on yellow. It takes a long time. The next group were the gluttonous. Now, we didn't used to get as many gluttonous as we do now. They used to just be well-off people who could afford to eat like mindless amounts of food. But gluttony seems to have expanded in these days, and it's a huge amount of stuff. These people come down, they're just so attached to all these things. So, given that they're so attached to them, we thought it would be best for them to carry them round through the mud and the muck on their backs. And so they wander round with all their worldly goods. Works quite well. Some of them have so many worldly goods that they just sort of slowly sink into the mud. Very amusing. So the greedy are fun. I actually got the idea for the greedy from my uncle Zeus. What he did with Midas, who wanted everything to turn to gold. Well, I get the greedy, and I put them in front of a big table full of the most beautiful food. Except that every time they go to eat something, gold. And they are absolutely starving. Some of them have been there for a very long time. They're very, very thin. Very thin. They're very unhappy too. Very, very unhappy. And then there's pride. Now the proud ones are very hard to do anything with. They're somewhat invulnerable, and you have to give them a bit of humility. Fortunately, a lot of my cousins and uncles have had a lot of livestock over the years, and obviously they die, and they come down here, and well, I'm afraid giant cattle are a real mess, as are horses and all the other strange creatures my cousins have a tendency to be fond of. There's also the sewers that need cleaning out, because my husband, Hades, rather fond of flushable wipes. Flushable wipes, not so flushable. Sewers are always getting blocked up. Nice little bit of humility there. The Furies also look after them. Trust me, you don't want the Furies on your back. next lot are the envious. Now, they were a really hard group to work out what to do with them. But I thought about it and realised that they had poisoned their own lives with envy. And Hercules sent the Hydra down here. And the beauty of the Hydra is you can have as many heads as you want. So we just bring them down, and the Hydra, very venomous, burns, nasty. They poison themselves with envy, and I poison them with Hydra blood and venom. They're very unhappy. They're very unhappy. And finally, there's the angry, the wrathful, the angry, the violent. And, well, much like the lustful, we figured that a bit of a taste of their own medicine would be in order. And so, given their love of violence, we flip it around, and the centaurs are also quite good at violence, as are the curs. Now, I often have to send the curs back up topside for wars. The centaurs, on the other hand, never go back up topside. They're permanent inhabitants down here now. But the centaurs and the curs like to hunt them down and tear them to pieces. So that's where we live. That's what I do. And so next time I see you, hopefully I will not be in these ghastly clothes. And I will be bringing you next time. This is going to be fun. Next time I see you, I'm going to be bringing you some of my favourite plays. Yes, some of my favourite Shakespeare. Yeah, you're going to enjoy that. You're going to enjoy that. But in the meantime, why don't you entertain yourselves with a bit of creative writing? 75% off still. And while you're entertaining yourselves, how about you like and subscribe and check out some of my other videos. Anyway, until we meet again.